Hello everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore and our self-made druid. Whether you are new here or a familiar face, please enjoy the relaxing commentary of today's episode. And as always, I hope you are all doing well, and I thank you for joining me today. It means a lot. In the previous episode, we took on the Defias Brotherhood once again, carefully navigating through the Alexton Farmstead and Moonbrook alike. After hitting level 18 and picking up our new abilities, we returned to Loch Madan to begin our campaign to the eastern side of the zone. We begin at Ironband's excavation site. Let's get started. I believe all we have to do here is collect the carved stone idols. We are going to have to be careful though, these enemies are right around our level, which is a little bit different to what we've been used to for a while. Looks like there's another player here or two clearing out some of the enemies within. I think this is the only quest that we have to do here, so once this is done, we'll head over to the Hunter's Lodge. Luckily for us, the geomancers here don't actually cast any spells. They just have a fire ward that they sometimes cast. Do a little bit of extra aura damage. Let's utilize our fairy fire as well. Let's see if that makes a big difference in the amount of damage that we deal. Starting to get some respawns here. As long as we have this mage and paladin nearby, I think we'll be just fine. Still, I suppose we can stay close to one of the entrances at least, in case we have to make a quick escape. The Geomancer already respawned. Let's just stay fairly close to this exit. We'll pull anything that may be a little bit deeper in the excavation site over to this spot. Let's also make sure that this Sunder Armor debuff falls off in between fights. I don't want to take any attacks while that is up. Let's add a little bit of extra healing on this one. I used up a little bit too much mana there. Yeah, shouldn't have engaged before letting that Sunder Armor fall off. I'm going to be taking quite a bit of damage here, and yeah, with the second one there, I think we are going to work on making an escape here. Let's get one Entangling Roots out. I forced missed. First potion. Yeah, we strayed a bit too far away. See if we can still leash this one out without pulling the others. Oh, that way we don't have to waste our kill. Feels good to have bear form now. A lot easier to get away from stuff. Something we were not able to do on the first iteration of this character. Just get so much extra defensive bulkiness to play with as you're running away. Still need 3 more idols to go. We've had a little bit of bad luck stretch here. Let's wrap around to the other entrance. It'll be a little safer so we're not trapped inside this site. I think that these idols can be found on the ground. I think you have to take on these diggers and geomancers, right? I don't think there's any like boxes or anything I can pick up to guarantee an idol. Seem to have gotten the first half super quick. Did not take that much time at all, but there you go. Sometimes you just have to talk about it to start seeing more of them. Let's get all our buffs back up. damage-wise, we're starting to get some wool cloth now. So I guess we are getting pretty close to using those bandages after all. Although this is probably going to be the most difficult challenge of the day, perhaps of the next couple of episodes. Normally the enemies that we try to take on are going to be lower level than us. This quest in particular is going to be the exception for a little bit. I was hoping that we wouldn't pull something else, but we did. Do a little bit of kiting here, get our mana back. Should be fine with just bear form. Very surprised we didn't pull that second Geomancer. I didn't even realize we're already full on idols. Nice. Let's finally get back to camp, and then we'll put the excavation site behind us. And then next up is going to be the Hunter's Lodge. I think it's called the Farstrider's Lodge, where we're going to have a series of quests that have a time limit associated with them.
See you soon.
It makes things a little bit awkward, for sure, because you can't like stop and do other quests while you go out and do these. You kind of have to go out, do what you have to do for that one single quest, and then come back and repeat a couple different times. But at least we should get some skins out of it. The Crocolisk quest in particular, on this little island in the center of the lock here, should be pretty nice for skinning. Since we're going to have to kill a bunch of them, the drop rate for the item needed is pretty low. I haven't seen a lot of animals so far. That could be because the mage and paladin are probably a little bit ahead of us. Probably try and do the same things. And we have arrived at the lodge. Let's take a look at some of the vendors here.
Hello.
Since it is a hunter's lodge, maybe there's something we can pick up. Got some really cool stuff for alchemy. There's a hunter trainer.
You got my attention. Watch your back.
Okay, we picked up the Crocolisk quest. That one does not have a time limit, luckily.
I supply only the finest goods.
It looks like just a vendor that sells some leather armor.
What can I do for you? See you around.
Alright, our first mission is to get those buzzards. Let's get to work. I'm really excited to get cat form and have our opening rotation be very, very fluid and efficient. I'm envisioning literally just popping rejuvenation, popping cat form, killing, and repeating between every single enemy. We just got hit with a 20-minute disease, reducing stamina by 3. That is unfortunate. And I don't think we can remove diseases as a druid. I think. I know we'll be able to remove poison at some point. Don't know if we can say the same for diseases. Got pretty lucky with the buzzards. I see our last 2 over here. It looks like we need 4 more. But I feel pretty comfortable taking on more than one. And that's going to do it for the buzzards. Let's pick up the next one. I think it's going to be either boar or bear, I think.
Looking for something specific? Hey there. Have a good one. See you later.
Yep, we got boars next, and I know those are a little bit closer to the lock. And this one's the bit of a more frustrating one, since your time limit pretty much allows you to grab these boar and then go all the way back first before you take on, the crocolisks and bingles. Pick up his quest for the trogs up north. We're also going to get a chance to see if we get some medium leather from these enemies. Yeah, I can tell somebody else is already on this quest as well. And we do in fact get medium leather. That is also exciting. Just wanted to check, we do have 10 minutes to complete this one. Nothing so far. We are going to have to start picking them off shortly, though, if we're going to have a chance. There we go. We got several right here. I don't feel as comfortable taking on 2 of these at a time. Do a little bit more damage, especially with their rushing charge. get our buff food back up pretty quick here, because we still do have that tetanus lingering, and I certainly don't want to sacrifice more stamina if we don't have to. We just need one more. Then we can run back. We've got about 5 minutes to get back to the lodge. We'll see if they offer us anything else after that. I know that they're going to offer a quest to kill an elite bear over on the western side of the lock, which we will not be doing probably ever, because we can't actually utilize the rewards. Rather do just a little bit of extra grinding to supplement the experience lost from quests like that. We'll hold on to the boar ribs, I suppose. I'm not sure what we can use them for yet. I know the chunk of boar meat and the intestines are pretty useless to us now, so we'll get rid of those.
How are you? Safe travels.
Yep, Varen's Revenge. We're gonna leave that quest alone. And now we are free from any timers. So we're gonna go ahead and head towards the lock. We've got the crocolisks to kill. Hopefully lots of skinning to be done there, and we'll pick up Bingle's quest, which is gonna lead us to the island up north. Just double checking my bags here. Alright, we made it over to Bingle's. Let's go ahead and pick up his quest.
Pleased to meet you.
To collect all of his supplies, his tools, and whatnot
Alrighty then.
from the little island up north. And now we slay a whole lot of crocolisks, of which it looks like we can probably pick up more than one pretty safely. I feel like they don't pose too much of a threat. They have pretty basic abilities like bite. And it's good that our tetanus debuff is going to go away soon too. Got some competition. But that also means a whole lot of free skins. The worst case scenario, we don't get what we need and we're waiting for respawns. We can skin everything and we can go to the island up north and start working on those quests. Just picked up some crocolisk skin. This feels good. It's been feels like it's been a while since we've had a good skinning session. We're doing great on the skins. We only need one more of those, but we've only gotten one piece of intact crocolisk meat so far. And it does look like the mage has left. Not going to get too many more free skins from here. Gonna have to do a little bit of professional work soon. Starting to run low on bag space. So also the really clunky part about the lodge too is that we have to turn this crocolisk quest in all the way back there, and it's literally the only reason why we're going back. Just to turn in this one quest, since there's nothing else for us there. After this pull, let's make sure we get our buff food back up. Got a couple of pieces of buff food that are really low on stock, so that should help us clear out some bag space too once we utilize those. Let's move this over here. Yeah, we'll try to take care of Bingle's quest and in the defense of King's Land a little bit in this episode, but we're probably going to have to save some of it for the next one, because it is going to take a little bit of time. And from there we can turn in our crocolisk quest, hearth back to Thelsamar, turn in everything else, and then move on to something new. Still looking for that last piece of meat. There we go. Alright, so we definitely don't have time to take on Bingle's quest, so why don't we go ahead and head back to the Hunter's Lodge so we can turn this one in and be done with it. Yeah, and then from there we can just hearth back to Thelsamar, as that's probably going to be a quicker route to get to the island anyway. Yeah, and then in the next episode, we'll take that on, we'll turn those in, and then we'll have to figure out where to go from there. I mean, I think Red Ridge is probably the thing that's going to make the most sense. We're going to be close to level 19, if not level 19. So, should be perfect to take on the introductory quests for that zone. And hopefully Red Ridge can take us to 20, and hopefully Cat Form can take us to 60. Looks like we got to the quests for the lodge at a good time. Starting to see a bunch of players in the area.
Hey there.
Let's vendor a couple things. Turn the quest in. We'll convert these ruined leather scraps into leather.
Aye.
I really thought that we wouldn't see any more of those, but I was
Watch your
definitely
back.
wrong. Just picked up a new cooking recipe for crocolisk steak. Pretty easy one to make, just need the meat for it. So something we have to consider when we enter later zones, especially like Stranglethorn, where there are more crocolisks to be seen.
I have the finest wires in the land.
Unvendor that. We'll convert our scraps. And we're getting really full on leather again. While there is a general supplier here, he's no trade goods supplier, so we don't have the thread to use to work on leatherworking at this moment in time, so we'll work on first aid instead. Needed to replenish our bandages anyway, but our goal is to hit level 80. so we can use up this wool that is now started to collect in our bags. Need 3 more points. I don't think we're going to get it with these, but that's okay. Still got plenty of more linen to collect.
I supply only the finest goods.
So yeah, and then from there, it's just going to be vendored if we ended up getting any extras. Alright guys, that is going to do it for me for today. In the next episode, we will be back in Thelsamar. We're going to travel north to that island at the top of the lock. We'll take on those quests there. We'll finish up what remains, at least for the time being, in this zone. And then we'll head into the Red Ridge Mountains for the first time. As always, I appreciate you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.